I today wake up at 8 o'clock, so I'm late at school. But we can have to read some Magic Treehouse stories again. And the one Magic Treehouse story is Twister and Tuesday story. And we can have to read it for the chapter 2, Signs of Life. And the Anna reading at chapter 3, of course. And one more concept reading about it is Magic Treehouse story, Hour of Olympics. And we can have to read it for chapter 2, Any Girls Here, and the Anna reading in chapter 3, okay? And now, order for this book and 2 story meet some lots of characters. And now here we go. First, we can read Magic Treehouse story, Hour of the Olympics. Chapter 2, Any Girls Here? Jack opened his eyes. Warm sunshine steaming the treehouse. We sure don't need a flashlight here, he said. Look, Morgan gave us clothes like ones for Pompeii, said Annie, and Jack looked down. His clothes were smaller than the ones he'd worn the Roman town up at Pompeii, a towel and sandals. He also had a laddered bag in a place of a backpack again, and then he looked light at a window, and then she laddered into an olive tree, just like the Pompeii, said Annie. And Jack looked at a window. He caught his breath. Are we in a wrong place? He said. I don't know, said Annie. Just past the trees, doesn't it look like a big fair? Jack looked, and Annie was right. Past the olive grove was filled with a white tents. Beyond the field was a red brick buildings, and come a huge crowd of people. What's going on? Annie said. He pulled a research book out of his leather bag, and he found a picture of a fence outside. Below the picture were these words. The Olympic Games began in ancient Greece over 2,500 years ago. Every 4 years, more than 4 million people traveled in Olympia, and the town was a festival and letting games take place. Wow, said Jack. We're in an ancient Olympics. Cool, said Annie, and Jack wrote his notebook. Olympia, first Olympics take place. Come on, let's go watch, Annie said. She stood on the rope ladder, and Jack threw the notebook and research book into her ladder bag. Don't forget to have a Morgan story too, he said, and he followed Annie. And Annie waited as Jack stepped into the ground. They walked to an olive grove when their tents were. And Jack heard a pipe music and smelled food rusting over pipes. Rubber man taking it cycling to another. That's funny, said Annie. I don't see any girls here. Oh, sure, there are girls, said Jack. Where? Said Annie. Show me. And Jack looked around, but only some men and boys, no women or girls at all. Oh, wow, there are no girls. It's only Annie out in this parade and festival. Where is the old girls? I think this Olympus city is just for boys. And they saw an outdoor theater. A woman is standing on the stage. She had a yellow-haired purple tunic. There, said Jack, pointing. What's she doing? Said Annie. And a soldier was on the stage with her, and he wore a long cape and a helmet with a red cast hiding his place. And the woman was soldier with them, waving their arms, talking loudly to each other. I think they're doing a play, said Jack. Oh, look. And he pulled in a Greek book and found a picture of a theater. Listen, he said, and he read loud. A Greek was first to write plays. Many English words from a theater came from a Greek word, and such a drama, sentiently and curious. Many Greek plays are still performed today. "Hey, Jack," said Annie, "you're wrong." And Annie looked up, and he saw a woman had a long over wig. There was a boy dressed up with a woman. "Oh, they're no girls then." The boy dressed up like a girl. Said Jack. We went on reading. A few actors would play on many different parts in the same play. Women are not allowed to act, so men played in the female roles too. "That's not fair," said Annie. "What if a woman wanted to be a play?" "Don't worry about it," said Jack. He pulled in a book away. "Let's just take a peek at the Olympics and then found our story in the good Annie to moving." And Jack heard a voice. "Wait!" They turned around. A man in a short white beard walking told him. "Hello," said the man. He was looking right at Annie. "Who are you? Who are you?" Annie said boldly. And now chapter 3, the secret pot. And I think this man saw her at a festival. So this man will be chased this Annie. So Annie will be in a jail. And now, so we started at chapter 3 and then are reading in chapter 4, of course, alright? And we'll consider reading about it. Magic Treehouse Twisters on Tuesday. Chapter 2, Signs of Life. Jack opened his eyes. He was wearing a pants and splinters and a shirt with a sleeves rolling up. There's a place of a backpack and a ladder bag. There was a very long dress and a sunbonnet. "I like my hat," she said. "I'll keep in a sun on my face." "Yeah, except the sun is not shining," said Jack. And he and Annie looked out a window. The sky was cloudy, and the treehouse had landed in a small grove of trees near the creek. And beyond the trees was a wide open prairie. Green grass and white flowers sitting in the chilly wind. In a distance, a train puffed across the prairie. A springs of a fire came into a smoke track, and huge clouds of black smoke built into a gray sky. "Wow," said Jack. "It looked like a picture of a train in their book they read." After Keyville were the U.S. Roman built roads with ink and a lesson of the western parts of the country by a 1870s steam engines carrying people across the Canny's prairie. And Jack put his notebook and wrote, 1870s train across the Kansas. "Let's get going," said Annie. "We have to find a special rising for New Morgan." "Oh, it might be very dangerous because they have some twister in the sand." So, but they didn't know yet. And she started to down the ladder, and Jack packed things in the ladder bag and climbed down after her. And when he stepped on the ground, Jack told the west, and the train was gone. Only a dim trail from a smoke across the sky. "That train is so cool," said Jack. "Yeah, and so is that," said Annie. She pointed at another direction. And far away, the distant, a line of covered with wagons rolled into ripping grass, and the white coverings were a breeze, and Jack put a research book. And he found a picture of a wagon train. He read aloud. "Wagons are most common way in families to travel west, and they could carry clothes and tools and food and water. A line of a wagon called a wagon train, a white clothes covering over the wagons, so we'll make them look like a sailing ships. Sooner for a last vision, covering the wagon were sometimes called the Perry schooners." And Jack looked at the wagons again. They did looking like a ship sailing across a ripping green sea. And he wrote his notebook, cover wagons, prairies, goodness. Let's get a closer look, said Annie. She took off his across the grass, and Jack put away the things ran over to there, and they run. A wind began to blow harder, and the cloud over and grew darker. Wait! Jack finally called to Annie. We'll never catch up to it. And they both stopped running. Panting, they watched the wagon train vanish all over Hosen, and Jack took a deep breath. What now? He said. They look around. They all see the distance grow over the trees and treehouse. A train and a wagon train was gone. There were no signs of a life anywhere, no barricades, no necktie American teepees. Oh, how can we find a special writing? Said Jack. There's nothing out here. Oh, yeah? Said Annie. What is that? She pointed at a rusty pipe sticking in from the top of a small hill. And steaming from a pipe was a clamour of a black smoke. Oh, man, said Jack. You're definitely a sign of life. Now, chapter 3, run room of a schoolhouse. Oh, they have some school in here. At this twister. And now, the end of reading this story, Magic Tree Story Tester and Tuesday for today. And tomorrow we start at chapter 3, one room schoolhouse, and the end of reading at chapter 4. Same as this Olympic story, so right? And now, did I have fun? Here's English. Can you come back with some these? But not this story because it's another chapter for now. Alright, and there have some new characters too. Example is this schoolhouse teacher or some schoolhouse friends. And in this Olympic story, some policies to catch Annie because this Annie are at some festival and looking at some festival, but Annie didn't. Annie will not do this festival because this parade didn't have some girls, and when the girls see, it might be a little bit dangerous for Annie. So this 2 week and 2 story we see tomorrow again, and thank you for coming to my YouTube, and please thumbs up my YouTube now. And now bye for now, and happy Friday now. Bye everybody, bye.